America, we have a problem, and it is not potholes or gas prices. It is the fact that right now, on the other side of the planet, China is mass producing electric vehicles so advanced, so overloaded with technology, and so aggressively priced that they make our best selling cars look like relics from a different era. We spent years patting ourselves on the back. Tesla changed the game, right? Sure. But while we were celebrating over-the-air updates and autopilot, China was quietly engineering cars with electromagnetic suspension that levitates over rough roads, interiors wrapped in silk and rare wood, and sedans that accelerate harder than a Bugatti for the price of a well-equipped pickup truck. Today, I am showing you 5 Chinese electric vehicles that are specifically built to make the American car market sweat. These are not cheap knockoffs. These are hypercar power, private jet luxury, and price tags that will genuinely make you furious about what we have been settling for. And when we reach number 1, a car so disrespectful to Western luxury that Rolls-Royce executives should be losing sleep, you are going to question everything. This is Torque Vision. Let's get into it. Kicking things off at number 5 is the Zeekr 01, and right out of the gate, this thing draws blood. There is a variant called the FR that produces 1,265 horsepower and launches from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.02 seconds. That is quicker than a Model S Plaid. That is quicker than a Bugatti Veyron. In a car that costs less than a Honda CR-V, the front end is sharp and purposeful. Split vertical LED running lights, which they call the claws, run full greeting animations when you approach. Active air intakes at the bottom open and close dynamically to manage battery cooling. It looks like it costs 6 figures just standing still. From the side, this is what car enthusiasts call a shooting brake. Low, wide, stretched, and hugging the ground with a stance that screams performance. Frameless automatic doors pop open when they sense the key. You sit down, tap the brake, and the door seals itself shut. No handles, no effort. Around the back, a full-width light bar stretches across the entire rear with layered texture and depth. The performance model adds a functional carbon fiber roof spoiler that generates real downforce. It makes a Tesla Model Y look like an appliance parked next to a weapon. Inside, it is drenched in Alcantara and Napa leather with zero cheap plastic in sight. Pure luxury. A 15-inch OLED center screen swivels toward the driver or passenger, powered by a Snapdragon 8 295 chip. The seats are heated, ventilated, and massaging in both rows. The Yamaha sound system vibrates through the seat frame, so you feel every bass note in your spine. And because it is a shooting brake, the trunk is massive. Fold the rear seats flat and you can swallow a 65-inch TV without breaking a sweat. The all-wheel drive model pushes 789 horsepower with a 100 kilowatt-hour battery, delivering roughly 440 miles of range. It uses 800-volt architecture that charges from 10 to 80% in just 11 minutes. Safety is handled by a roof-mounted LiDAR sensor that sees obstacles 600 meters out in pitch darkness, backed by autonomous emergency braking, lane keeping assist, and a 720-degree armored body structure. This car practically refuses to let you crash. And the price in China, the base Zeekr 01 starts around $37,000. For that money in America, you get a Honda CR-V with cloth seats and a continuously variable transmission that sounds like a vacuum cleaner having a meltdown. Would you trade your current ride for this? Let me know in the comments, because car number 4 just deleted something every car has had since the invention of the automobile. I am dead serious. Coming in at number 4 is the Avatr 12, and if the Zeekr made you jealous, this one is about to make you question reality. This car deleted the rear window. Gone. No glass, just smooth, solid bodywork like you are piloting a sealed capsule from the year 2077. Instead, high-definition cameras stream a live feed to a digital rear-view mirror inside that shows you more than a piece of glass ever could. Up front, the face is hauntingly clean. Thin, aggressive LED strips act as running lights, while the actual headlamps hide in the bumper. But the headline feature is the halo display, an LED panel under the windshield on the outside that can project messages to pedestrians. Emojis, greetings, crossing signals. My car just honks at people. This one holds a conversation. From the side, it is a Grand Coupe on steroids, over 5 meters long with hidden door handles, razor-thin camera stalks replacing traditional mirrors, and massive 21-inch turbine blade alloy wheels. The roofline flows unbroken all the way to the tail, making a Porsche Panamera look a little clunky. At the rear, where you would expect glass, there is just smooth painted metal integrating an active spoiler that rises at highway speeds like a robot waking up. The tail lights are impossibly thin red lines that cut through the dark like lasers. Inside, a 35.4-inch 4K panoramic screen ribbon stretches across the full width of the dashboard. The seats are zero-gravity recliners inspired by astronaut positioning. The electrochromic glass roof goes from transparent to opaque with a single tap. No physical shade needed. The materials are Napa leather and real wood, and the fit and finish puts Tesla's interior work to absolute shame. This is a Huawei and CATL collaboration, pushing 578 horsepower through dual motors. It hits 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.9 seconds on an 800-volt platform with a 94.5 kilowatt-hour battery, delivering roughly 430 miles of range. Safety runs on Huawei's ADS 2.0 system, with 3 LiDAR sensors, 1 on the roof and 2 on the fenders, plus a swarm of cameras and radars. It navigates complex city streets without you touching the wheel. It is basically a military-grade radar system in a luxury sedan. The price for this rolling science experiment? About $42,000 in China. That is base Model 3 money for camera mirrors, a halo screen, LiDAR autonomy, and zero-gravity seats. We are getting played, America. So would you drive a car with no rear window, or does that cross the line? But hold on tight, because number 3 has 1,300 horsepower and a suspension system that harvests electricity from potholes. Landing at number 3 is the BYD Yang Wang U7, and this is where things stop being impressive and start being offensive. This car currently holds the world record for the most aerodynamic production sedan ever built. With a drag coefficient of 0.195, a bullet fired from a gun sits around 0.29. This car cuts through the air cleaner than a literal projectile, and it packs 1,300 horsepower. Let that combination settle in your brain for a moment. The front is pure aggression. Massive C-shaped LED signatures wrap around the nose like war paint, framing a completely grille-less face that looks carved from granite. 3 LiDAR units sit on the roof, forming the God's Eye sensor suite. From the side, this thing stretches over 5.2 meters. That's S-Class territory. But the aerodynamics are so aggressive, it does not look heavy. It looks stretched and athletic, like a linebacker in a tailored tuxedo. Flush door handles glide out to greet you. The 21-inch aero disc wheels look like turbine engines with a dual-tone finish. Around the rear, the drama escalates. A continuous single-stroke light bar spans the full width with a pixelated matrix texture that pulses and breathes when you unlock the car. Below it, an aggressive functional diffuser with vertical fins sucks the car down to the asphalt. An active spoiler integrated into the trunk lid deploys at speed to plant the rear tires. From behind, it looks less like a family sedan and more like a GT racer that put on a suit. Inside, every surface is Napa leather. The dashboard features a triple-screen cockpit with naked-eye 3D holographic gauges that float in the air without glasses. The passenger gets their own widescreen display. The rear seats recline into full VIP thrones separated by an executive console housing a compressor-based fridge for champagne. A 22-speaker Dynaudio system with headrest speakers creates a private sound bubble. The ambient lighting cascades through the cabin like a digital waterfall, shifting colors based on driving mode or music. Underneath is BYD's E4 platform, 4 independent motors, 1 per wheel. Total output, 1,300 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. The 135.5 kilowatt-hour Blade battery delivers nearly 450 miles of range and charges at blistering speeds on an 800-volt architecture. But the suspension is where my brain broke. Dissou Z uses electromagnetic motors at each wheel instead of hydraulics, adjusting 1,000 times per second. It reads the road with LiDAR and lifts the wheel before you hit a bump. It harvests energy from rough pavement. If a tire blows at highway speed, the system redistributes torque to the remaining 3 wheels instantly. You do not spin out. You keep driving. The price, around $90,000. A Porsche Taycan Turbo S costs $230,000 with less than half the power. A Lucid Air Sapphire is $250,000. This car embarrasses both for a third of the cost. Is 1,300 horsepower too much for a street car, or is it just enough? But listen carefully, because number 2 can literally shake snow off itself. I am not making this up. Car number 2 just walked into the room and slapped every luxury sedan in America across the face. The Nio ET9 has a feature that sounds like a lie. If you park this car in a snowstorm, you press a button, and the entire chassis vibrates and wiggles side to side, shaking the snow off the windshield and roof like a wet dog. It is called Skyride, and it is the most advanced active suspension system ever fitted to a production vehicle. Up front, the signature double-dash daytime running lights give it a squinting, judgmental stare. 3 separate LiDAR units integrate smoothly into the roof and fenders, looking less like a science experiment and more like the cockpit of a private jet. From the side, this thing is enormous, over 5.3 meters long, longer than an S-Class, with self-leveling wheel center caps that keep the Nio logo upright at any speed, just like a Rolls-Royce. The flush door handles are invisible until you approach. The body stays perfectly flat over any surface thanks to independent hydraulic actuators at each wheel that adjust in 1 millisecond. Around the rear, an active spoiler deploys automatically, and a single sharp crimson light bar cuts through the dark. It does not shout for attention. It demands respect quietly. Inside, they call it the Executive Bridge. It is a strict 4-seater where the center console runs the full length of the cabin. Rear passengers get 360-degree swivel tray tables, an electronically opening 10-liter fridge chilled to champagne temperature, and seats that recline 45 degrees with dedicated massage programs. The Sky Island roof splits the panoramic glass with a strip of ambient lighting. A 23-speaker system delivers theater-quality audio that makes your commute feel like an event. This car runs China's first 900-volt architecture. Not 400, not 800, 900. It supports 5C, charging at a peak of 600 kilowatts, adding 155 miles of range in 5 minutes. Dual motors push roughly 700 horsepower. The steer-by-wire system eliminates any mechanical link between your hands and the tires, with rear-wheel steering turning up to 8.3 degrees. This 17-foot land yacht has a tighter turning radius than a Mini Cooper. Safety is covered by 31 sensors, including 3 ultra-long-range LiDAR units and 4D millimeter wave radar that detects objects through terrible weather. If the apocalypse happens, I want to be in this car. The Nio ET9 starts around $112,000. A Mercedes Maybach S-Class is $200,000 plus. A Rolls-Royce Ghost is $350,000. This car has better suspension, faster charging, and it can literally dance snow off its own body. Would you trust a car with no physical steering column? I think I would, but we have reached the end. Number 1 is not just another luxury sedan. It is an extinction event for the entire Western premium market. And here it is. Number 1, the final boss, The Maextro S800 is a joint project between Chinese EVs and Huawei, and they did not build this to compete with Tesla. They built it to end the reign of Rolls-Royce, Bentley, and Mercedes-Maybach. After spending time with this car, I genuinely believe those companies should be panicking. This sedan is 5.48 meters long. That's nearly 18 feet. Longer than a Cadillac Escalade. The front features Galaxy design, headlights housing thousands of micro-LEDs, and hand-polished crystal elements that mimic a swirling nebula. When you approach, it does not turn on. It performs. The factory two-tone paint, in purple over silver, is a direct shot at Maybach, and the finish quality might actually be better. Zero orange peel, mirror smooth depth. From the side, massive pie plate, polished forged aluminum wheels fill the arches. The doors have no handles. Radar sensors in the side skirt detect you, confirm your identity, and the entire door swings open electrically. You do not touch anything. Around the back, the tail light is a massive nebula scroll with infinity mirror depth, and the trunk line swoops into a boat tail shape that echoes the ultra-exclusive Rolls-Royce boat tail. A subtle active spoiler deploys at highway speed to keep this land yacht planted. It is elegant and menacing in equal measure. Inside is where rational thought goes to die. Look up. That is the Starry Sky headliner, a digital crystal matrix with twinkling constellations and animated shooting stars. On a Rolls-Royce, that headliner is a $20,000 hand-poked fiber optic option. Here, it is standard and animated. A built-in fragrance system runs 3 scents designed by a French perfumer. The AI assistant uses a large language model. You do not say, "Turn on the AC." You say, "I am cold and I had a rough day," and the car adjusts the heat, activates the massage, shifts the ambient lighting to warm orange, and plays soft jazz. It literally reads your mood and comforts you. The rear seats recline completely flat with a 32-inch laser projection screen descending from the ceiling. The sound system has 43 speakers delivering nearly 3,000 watts. 43 speakers in the headrests, ceiling, floor. Audio physically moves through space. It is better than most home theaters. Power comes from a dual motor setup with roughly 530 horsepower, or over 800 in the tri-motor performance version. The 800-volt architecture with 5C charging goes from 10 to 80% in about 12 minutes. Extended range hits up to 830 miles. Rear wheel steering turns 16 degrees, so this 18-foot limousine can U-turn tighter than a Honda Civic and crab walk into a parking spot. Safety runs on Huawei ADS 4.0 with a 192-line LiDAR on the roof. 11 cameras and 12 radars. It predicts pedestrian behavior, navigates construction zones without lane markings, and can drive gate to gate from your driveway to your office with zero intervention. 13 airbags cocoon the cabin. The torsional stiffness is 53,000 Newton meters per degree. This car is stiffer than a tank and smarter than most drivers. And now the price. A Rolls-Royce Ghost starts at $350,000. A Maybach S-Class runs north of $200,000. The Maextro S800 with the Crystal Galaxy headlights, the animated Starry Sky, the 43 speakers, the mood-reading AI, and the autonomous driving that sees the future starts at roughly $98,000. Under $100,000. It delivers 99% of the Rolls-Royce experience for 25% of the cost. If this ever hits American dealerships at that price, the luxury car market does not just shift, it implodes overnight. America, we are officially losing this race. That was 5 Chinese electric vehicles that just turned the American automotive playbook into kindling. A shooting brake faster than a Bugatti for Honda money, a sealed capsule with no rear window, a land missile with 1,300 horsepower that levitates over potholes, a luxury yacht that shakes snow off like a golden retriever, and a Rolls-Royce killer for under $100,000. I need to know where you stand. Which one broke your brain the hardest? Drop your pic in the comments. I read every single one. Smash that like button if your jaw hit the floor at least once, and subscribe to Torque Vision. Peace.